This is a really exciting moment for us. It's someone we've had on the show before, but this is the first time bringing her in studio. We have relationship expert, relationship coach, Sheena, in the building with us. Sheena, it's good to meet you in the flesh.
Hi, guys. This is so exciting to actually be here again.
Yes.
I've been listening since I was 13, so wow, it's amazing to be sitting here with you.
Well, we're glad you're in here this morning.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to be able to talk to you when you're in person than over the phone. That way, when Hudson and I say stupid things, you can see in our faces that we're actually joking. We're joking.
Or that we feel bad. Or both. But the reason that for everyone that we wanted to have Sheena on is because the Golden Bachelor premieres tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Bachelor is the new version of The Bachelor where it's like everybody's over 60. The Bachelor himself, Gary is his name. He's like he might be 70. I don't know exactly. But we thought it would be an interesting thing to look at of how dating is different for people who are older. So first of all, and for people who are dating on The Bachelor, my first question for you is, if you had a client, somebody you were coaching, and they're like, I'm going on The Bachelor to try to find love, what the heck would you tell them?
So first of all, that would be super exciting to get to be a coach for a contestant on The Bachelor. I think that would be full of drama and fun and things that I've never gotten to coach before. But if I were to coach one of those lucky ladies on The Golden Bachelor, I think the first piece of advice that I would give to her is to remember that you're on a reality TV show. So there's an element of drama and competition. So it'd be really easy to kind of get lost in that and to forget why she's there and to help her refocus on, you're here to find love. You're here to, get to know this guy. So really focus on finding that spark and developing it, and don't let the competition pressure you or make you impatient, and allow that to happen kind of naturally.
I would struggle with that.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that right away I'd be like automatically thinking, I'm on TV. I want to look good on here. And I know for a fact that I would for sure like play up my personality 10x on TV.
I'm just surprised you wouldn't just tell them, no, don't do that. That's a horrible idea. You'll never find love there. But
no.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I believe it. My question is, how about some advice, talking about the Golden Bachelor? There's so many people that are used to like dating in their 20s. That's kind of like the normal thing, at least for me. And so I think like, there's so much advice out there for that rather than like advice to someone who's older, like in their 60s or 70s. So what would the difference be in advice from a 20-year-old versus like a 60-year-old if they're trying to like put themselves out there and go on dates and things like that?
Yeah, so this is a great question, and I think my answer might actually surprise you. I would say that the advice that I give to my 70-year-old clients and my 20-year-old clients actually doesn't differ that much, because the thing is, the fundamentals of relationships and dating don't change just because you're getting older. So a good example of this is, being your most authentic and genuine self is the golden rule, whether you're the Golden Bachelor or you're having your very first relationship.
Nice.
So I think that, the relationship advice wouldn't change that much. But the one piece of advice that I would give to somebody that is older is to not be afraid to try new things. So just because you're getting older doesn't mean that you can't keep having fun. You can't experience excitement, adventure, and brand new experiences. So the advice that I've given to my older clients is to go date people, meet new people, try new things. You deserve that, regardless of what anyone thinks.
Okay. And then the last question then is, there's probably people listening right now who are thinking, the idea of my parents or grandparents getting out there and dating sounds horrible. I don't know if it's exactly your area of coverage, but what would you say to people who are seeing grandparents and parents dating and being like, what like just uncomfortable
Grammy,
with it?
no.
Yeah, come on. Like, how would you respond to that?
So this is actually quite common. I've heard this a lot, where it really makes people feel uncomfortable and weird to see their parents and grandparents dating, right? Because we don't see our parents and grandparents in this light. So when that, becomes a thing, it really shocks us of, wait, my parents or grandparents, are sexual beings. What? I didn't know this. I think that the biggest piece of advice is to be reflective. So really asking yourself, like, where is this discomfort coming from? Is this, just because I'm shocked to see this, or is this a situation like Gary from the show where he's a widower? It might be hard to watch your parent or grandparent move on if you haven't even moved on and dealt with that grief. Or if your parents or grandparents have split up, that would be a hard thing to see too, because you have a relationship with both of those people, and to see them move on could feel like you have loyalty somewhere and not with the other person. So, really figuring out where that's coming from is super helpful. And I think, having some empathy. So, remembering this is a person, they're your loved one, but we all love and companionship and intimacy. So, your parents and grandparents, regardless of how old they get, that's not going to change. It's not going to change for us either as we get older. So having some empathy for, and putting yourself in their position of what that would feel like. And just kind of allowing yourself to know, like, this is normal. Most people feel this way. It's really weird to see, and being able to acknowledge that it's normal to feel this way really helps. And last thing is just allow yourself to adjust to that. It's okay if it takes some time to, get used to that, and set some boundaries. Have conversations with your loved one of, hey, I'm not ready for this, or I only want to meet this person in these situations. And having that open conversation not only will help build that bond with that loved one, but it allows you to kind of, get used to that in baby steps, which might be a little easier. So, and if you're really struggling with that, I always recommend, talking to people in your social circle. So that might be a trusted friend or another family member who might also be struggling with that or is having an easy time with that. Being able to talk that out and have that objective perspective is always great. And if you're really struggling, there's always professionals out there. And, when we say get professional help, we tend to think of like counselors, therapists, or even a coach. And it doesn't have to be that. There's a lot of options, from social support groups to wellness centers, fitness centers. A lot of personal trainers are just like therapists in a way. And even a family doctor. The important thing is that you find somebody that you trust and are comfortable talking with to get that objective perspective. So the support is out there if you're willing to find it. So there is definitely a way that you can work through that.
I like that. Hopefully that helps someone. And now I feel like I'm going to watch The Golden Bachelor in a whole new light.
I can't imagine, like, let alone like thinking about like my grandparents dating, right? I can't imagine thinking about like one of my grandparents going on The Golden Bachelor and having to like go on the show and be like, yes, that is my grandmother, Lisa. She is on the show. Everyone saw her dating. Like, that would be so terrible. I can't imagine. Let alone thinking about like the day-to-day.
I think you need like a really good therapist for that.
Oh, yeah. If they were going on The Golden Bachelor, there's no way you can tune in. You can't tell anyone that that's your grandmother or grandfather, because no matter what, like in your day-to-day life, they embarrass you enough. If they go on The Golden Bachelor, like, you will never recover from that.
Well, Sheena, thanks for the help. Thanks for coming in and being with us today. And if you want to find out more about Sheena, you can go to wellness360coach.com/Sheena Hanscel. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Wasn't that a great RIOT clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.